The story I'm about to share with you is my full moon offering for this beautiful January full moon. And also in honor of my hubby's birthday, which is today. And I would not even be here if it wasn't for him and everything he does to make sure that we are taken care of. What the story is going to be about? The story is the journey of a mad priestess. And you guessed it, I'm the mad priestess. But what this story is about is really about my journey of transforming anger, my anger, into my passions. And in honor of the new year, and I myself just knowing what it's like to be unhappy with where you're at and have this desire to transform into what it is you feel in your heart of like where you should be, but there's all this shit fucking you up and you don't know how to get to the other side of that. And that's been my journey. My whole life has been realizing at a young age that I was angry, I was afraid, to be seen, I was afraid to let people know the shame that I was carrying from being preyed upon and used, and how fucked up that is, and how fucked up it was to like not know who I was before that. I was a toddler, and so all I've known is having this fear, this panic that has carried with me, afraid of being seen. So that's part of why I'm also doing this on video. So, this is the story started at a young age, and it was in my 20s that I decided that I needed to stop self-destructing. Like, it was, my choice was either suicide or see if it could be done differently. And this, death will always be there if I wanted that as an option. So I decided, well, why not try something I haven't done? And why not try to live up to the power and integrity of all my heroes that have been in amazing pain and didn't know life differently than what it was, but they made a big transformation. And my heroes were Harriet Tubman and Oprah Winfrey and Helen Keller. They all inspired me. And then there was my authors and my books, the places where I went to dream and try to figure out what it is like being someone who isn't afraid and angry all the time. And how do I get there? And that really has been the journey, is I'm someone who experienced early childhood sexual trauma when I was a toddler. What I discovered out in the world is, because it's not talking about, because it is a secret, because women do suffer repercussions when they tell their truth, and that in this day and age there are still many instances where it is unsafe to be seen. There are many countries where it is unsafe for women to be seen. So I am paying forward just my story. It's just my story. I'm someone who is a C student who grew up in a big city in California, and I floundered from career to career, relationship to relationship, job to job. I've had ups and downs with my health. But I also had a lot of inspiration from a lot of great people that kept inspiring me to keep trying to find out what can be done for all this fucked up baggage that comes with this kind of trauma. And medical science doesn't have a lot of information. It's not been a priority to figure out how to figure this out. Sexual trauma is not a priority. It's a difficult case to prosecute. It's not like I have some hero story of how my predators were caught and justice was served. Fuck no. I had to figure this shit out on my own. What I do know is that through the power of social media and what we have available, me being able to share my story with you and pay forward what I've learned from my friends is what I want to do. Now my hubby's home. So I'm going to go. Peace. Happy New Year.